Guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I figured I would do the tag that I have seen going around on YouTube, which is pretty much if I was not a YouTuber, what would my makeup collection look like? And I thought that was so much fun because it's pretty much just kind of like rounding up your tried and true like favorite products out of your entire collection. And I honestly thought it was going to be hard to do, but I kind of know what I like and it was kind of easier than I thought. Some categories was a little bit harder, i.e. eyeshadow palettes, because I love eyeshadow palettes, but everything else was pretty much like, okay, this, done. Now, I am saying these are my current tried and true products right now. If I was not a YouTuber, I would definitely purchase these products and just stick to these products. However, with me always trying products, I'm pretty sure if you was to ask me in the fall to do this video, I'm pretty sure some of these options might change because I do have some products that I'm currently loving right now, and I was so tempted to put it in a video, but because it's like a recent found love, it just kind of felt weird to just put it in a video. So I feel like my opinion now compared to later might change, but for now this is what I have to show you guys. So if you guys want to see what these products are, then of course let's get started. Alright, so I guess I will start off with my brows. So for my brow product, you guys know I hate my brows. I hate brows, and I hate my brows because they have to get done, and I naturally have thick brows, and of course like one is more like shaped, defined compared to the other, so it just makes it look really weird sometimes. But with that being said, my current favorite go-to brow pencil would have to be my CoverGirl brow pencil in the one called Soft Brown. This is pretty much just what the packaging look like, and I like this brown pencil because it's easy to shape and sculpt out your brows when using this pencil. So I just pretty much use it to just kind of like sculpt out my brows. But in terms of actually filling in, surprisingly, I found a product at Dollar General because I was doing like a Dollar General full face video, and I actually discovered a product that I really love, which is going to be this brow pencil from LA Colors. It's going to be this itty bitty short brow pencil. It truly comes short, like it doesn't come as like a full-on brow pencil, but it's definitely one of those pencils I would use to just kind of like fill in my brows because it's a little bit thicker compared to the CoverGirl one. So it just makes it look more full, in any like sparse areas it pretty much just hit those areas really easily, and it's pretty smooth and easy to work with. So these two combined together is pretty much how I kind of like, you know, like do my brows. So I have been loving these two, and I kind of feel like this is what truly kind of like changed the game for me as far as my brows is concerned, because this alone by itself just works really good as far as like creating that shape, but this truly works in terms of actually getting it filled in. So somebody else might use a pomade in terms of filling in. I think pomades look too harsh on me, so that's why I have been loving this little pencil, and it's from the Dollar General, so that means it's dirt cheap, and I already have a backup ready to go. So I have been loving those two products for my brows, and I kind of figured I would just kind of throw in what I use to clean up my brows. I use the MAC Studio Fix concealer. Y'all, I have had this concealer for God knows how many years. It's truly the first one that I have purchased, and it is 2020 and it's still going strong. It is so creamy, like even to this day it's still a very nice creamy consistency. As you guys can see, I have hit pan in the middle. Like y'all, I want to say I started to do makeup or play in makeup back in maybe like 2011, 2012. We're in 2020, so again, that's how long I've had this product, and I'm not gonna throw it away because it still works fine. It's still creamy in consistency and it gets the job done. I have it in the color called NC45. So again, it's going to be their Studio Finish concealer, and I pretty much just use it to clean up my brows, and it's still going strong. And when it's done, then I will go up and buy another one, but I have a while before I even finish that thing. So just kind of figured I'd just share with you guys what I used to clean up my brows. So moving on into eyeshadow primer, I selected the Broadway eyeshadow primer because it truly reminds me of the Urban Decay eye primer potion, and this is super affordable. You can get it at Dollar General. Again, it was one of those hidden gems that I found when I was doing a full face of Dollar General makeup products, and I don't know, it just makes the color payoff of the actual shadows look really good. It makes them vibrant. It doesn't make it hard as far as like blending the shadows, because some primers can make you work in terms of like blending the actual shadows out. that doesn't do it, and I just like the actual color consistency of it. So again, the Broadway Eye Primer is definitely my go-to. You guys see me use it in my videos all the time. The other one I have been using recently is the one from Believe Beauty, because that's like a recent purchase, but this one has been like my go-to purchase, so love that. And then for eyeshadow palettes, I couldn't just pick one. I could not just pick one, so I kind of figured, to be fair, I would just do like one drugstore and one high-end, because that I can do, but I just can't pick one eyeshadow palette. So in terms of my high-end palette, I decided to choose the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. Love the packaging on this. I remember when this palette first came out, I was actually working at Sephora when it first came out, and I knew I had to have it because this palette pretty much have all the colors that you can ask for and need in terms of an actual eyeshadow palette. It's going to be your one-stop shop. You have your warm colors in here, you have your neutral shadows in here, you definitely have like your cool tone shadows in here if you're a cool tone girl. So again, it's pretty much a one-stop shop, and I truly believe it's one of their best eyeshadow palettes in terms of what they have created thus far, in terms of my opinion. And it's a nice like heavy consistency in terms of packaging. You have a nice mirror on top, and again, I just love the actual like layout and color scheme of the palette. So this is what I selected in terms of my, you know, my one that I would pick and just kind of like ride or die with. So again, it's pretty much a one-stop shop. Really pigmented, super vibrant colors, easy to blend out. They're not powdery, they're not patchy, and it's a really good palette. You would definitely get your money's worth, so definitely check it out if you don't have it in your collection. And for my drugstore palette, I selected the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Neutrals 2 eyeshadow palette. You guys know, if you are a OG subscriber of mine, this palette is pretty much a palette that I would create. If somebody said, Saida, we want to collab with you to create your own eyeshadow palette, it would definitely look something like this in terms of the color schemes. I do love like my warm tone eyeshadows. I love the oranges, I love the pinks, the purples. It's just pretty much like my preference, because I just think those kind of colors look really good against my skin complexion. I think once you know which colors work for you, you kind of like to stick with it. So this is definitely that palette. This palette is super inexpensive. I want to say it costs maybe $7, maybe $9, so it's super affordable. You can get it at Ulta. And again, these shadows are super pigmented. Some of them can be a little bit powdery in terms of like kickback, but for the most part, they're pretty good in terms of consistency. The vibrancy, the color payoff is definitely going to be there. And if you wet the shadows, it's super pigmented. Let me just swatch a few so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So here is just one of those colors. Look at that, swatched on my hand, super pigmented. Let me just do one more, and I pretty much have all of their shadows in their like reloaded collection. I pretty much have all of them, so I do believe that these are good eyeshadows if you are a beginner with makeup. Definitely check it out. Again, it's very beginner friendly and they're easy to work with. It's not hard to use that eyeshadow palette, so definitely check this palette out. And again, that's my two picks in terms of my eyeshadows. And then moving on into, I guess we will do the complexion products. I'll come back to like mascara and lash glue towards the end. But in terms of complexion products, I chose a spray and a actual primer, and they're actually a duo in terms of the brand. So I chose the Wet n Wild Water Drop Primer in Rose. They do have cucumber and coconut, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't like rose scents. And of course I chose the Wet n Wild Photofocus 3-in-1 primer water. Is going to be prep, set, and refresh spray. When I first got these, I could not stop using these, y'all. Like, I'm pretty much like almost done with them, but I could not stop using it because this primer is so hydrating on the skin. When you first apply it, it's going to be almost like a cream to water type consistency. You guys know I love any product that's going to kind of like evaporate into that watery type consistency. Is definitely my preference because I do have dry skin. So I was definitely impressed with this primer, and I had to tell myself to like stop using it because I kept using it in like every single tutorial that I filmed on my channel. But it's definitely hydrating. It's super affordable. You do have a slight rose scent. It's nothing that's really intense, so I think you'll be fine. But if you don't care for fermented products, then you may not like it, but it's nothing that's too intense to me. So definitely love this. And then the primer spray is just a really good primer spray in terms of if you feel like your skin needs that nice boost, I would definitely use it for that. I don't really use it from a setting perspective. I just use it more so for hydration, and I use it more so if I'm like in between my actual application, like after powder, I may like use it right quickly, but I wouldn't use this necessarily to set my makeup. But again, that's just me. But again, it's a really good primer spray. That one is more intense in terms of the actual smell compared to the actual water drop primer. So again, if those kind of fragrance type products bothers you, just kind of keep that in mind. But those are definitely my two picks in terms of face primers and primer spray. All right, and then for foundation, again, I had to kind of pick one high-end, one drugstore, because I just couldn't just choose one. Like I just can't do that. So in terms of high-end, I chose the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I have it in the color called 390. I like their soft matte foundation, but when I found out that it had the hydrating one, of course I had to jump on the bandwagon and get it because it's hydrating. Why not? This foundation is so pretty on the skin. It's more of a medium coverage foundation to me. So it's one of those foundations I would wear in terms of like every day. If I want to have like a slight beat to my face. I wouldn't use it for like a full glam, to be honest with you. I wouldn't, but just more of like a everyday, like want to be cute type of thing I would wear for that aspect. It's really hydrated on the skin, but it's not the kind of hydration like I always tell you guys where it looks like super wet on the skin. And sometimes I do kind of feel like it's not like super like luminous on the skin, but it just gives you like a nice step up above the soft matte foundation, if that makes sense. It wears really good on the skin. It blends out really nicely. Again, it's a nice medium coverage finish, so definitely check this out if you have dry skin. But again, the soft matte one is fine too. This is pretty much like a step up above it, so definitely check this one out. And I love the pump and packaging on this. It's really nice and luxurious, and you can just sit it like this. Ooh. You can just sit it like this to kind of keep the product, like, you know, down. So definitely love that foundation. And then for my drugstore, it's going to be the Wet n Wild Photofocus Dewy Foundation. I still have yet to get my correct shade. I need to, but this is going to be your legit hydrating, your face looks wet foundation, and I love every part of it. Once you set it with like your setting powder and your loose powder, it does kind of like dim down the shine, but trust me, when you apply it, it's going to be like your skin looks wet. And again, I'm all for it. This is going to be more of your medium to full coverage foundation. You can definitely build this foundation up if you want to. I love the spatula on it because it's easy to apply the product as far as where you want it to go. Only thing is the shade selection could be better in store. You have to get your shade online in terms of like your deeper complexions. That's why I haven't gotten mine yet, because I don't like to buy makeup online. I don't like to, but I make the colors that I have in front of me work. But yeah, definitely love this foundation. I think in terms of like all of my hydrating, radiant, luminous foundations, this one is definitely the one that's going to make you look like dewy and like hydrated for sure. Guaranteed. So love that foundation. And then for concealer, I chose again one drugstore, one high-end. I chose the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I have mine in the shade called Medium. This concealer is so pretty under the eyes, and at first I was like, which concealer should I use, because I like the E.L.F. Camo Concealer. It's a really full coverage concealer, but something about the Colourpop one just looks so nice under the eyes. It's still creamy because it has that hyaluronic acid complex in it, but at the same time it blends out so nicely, and it doesn't look like caked on concealers under your eyes. And I don't know, it just looked really good. So I just wanted to choose this because I truly love the Colourpop Pretty Fresh line in terms of their foundation, in terms of their primer, and of course the concealer. So I just had to choose it because it looks really good, and again, I have dry skin, so definitely like this product. And then for my high-end, you guys already know what it is. It's going to be the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer in the color called Peanut Butter. You guys see me done with this product in a video, and you guys saw how flawless my under eyes look. So I don't know why you'll be surprised to even see it in the video, but I just love the applicator on it. It reminds me of like those eye like serum type of like packaging with that like silver top on it. But listen, this color is everything. The coverage is everything. It wears well throughout the day, and she did her thing with this concealer. I really want to try Pat McGrath concealer, but y'all, $30 is like, I just need to spend the money for it because I really want to try it. But girl, that $30 is just not. I'm like, I can buy me an eyeshadow palette, a lip product, and something from Ulta with that $30. But I probably will get it because I do want to support her and I really want to try it. So I think I will probably get that over the foundation because I really hear more positive reviews in terms of the concealer compared to the foundation. So I'm definitely going to try that next. But as of right now, for the high end, Huda got it all the way. So those are pretty much my concealer picks. And then for my loose setting powder, this should not be a surprise. It's going to be my Airspun loose face powder. Y'all know, like this is like every dry girl favorite go-to loose powder. It looks so good on her skin. It does not make my under eyes look dry. I can honestly say when I compare that powder to other powders, I can always tell when my under eye just looks really dry, and I hate it. I hate it. I kind of feel like that powder doesn't take much away from my actual makeup application. It just pretty much sets it, but it doesn't take away anything. So that's why I love that loose powder, and I will forever continue to use it. I will try other ones, but that will always be my go-to ones in terms of what I know would not steer me wrong. So love that product. And then for my loose powder, I only chose one. It's going to be the NYX No Filter finishing powder. I have mine in a color called Deep Golden. This freaking product is just amazing. It makes my skin look so good. It just gives it that nice like glow to my skin. If I have a foundation that doesn't really match me correctly, this works really good as far as making it look better on my actual skin complexion. And it's just so finely milled, and it's just so pretty, and I just hope they don't ever discontinue it because I just love this setting powder so much. So that's pretty much my two picks for loose powder and overall finishing powder. And then for bronzer, I chose again one drugstore, one high-end. For my high-end, I chose the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r bronzer in the color called Coconutty. Love the packaging on this. And then here is what the actual product looked like. It's such a pretty bronzer. It's easy to blend out, super pigmented, and you can definitely build up the intensity of the actual bronzer if you want to. And I love her shade range in terms of her color selections for your deeper skin tones. And I just think in terms of a high-end bronzer, it really does what I want it to do, and I can get carried away and it won't look crazy on my face. So definitely love this bronzer and love the packaging, like so luxurious. So definitely love this one. And then for my drugstore bronzer, surprisingly, I chose Physicians Formula, and only because this bronzer is a really good bronzer. I don't really care for the brand in terms of their inclusivity, but this product is such a good product. And when I saw that they had like deeper options in terms of the bronzer, I was really surprised and also excited because everyone always talked about how good this product was, but they never had deeper shades in terms of like for women of color to try. So when I seen it online, I definitely had to get it. I actually got mine in store, but they do have it online. Last time I checked, that was like months ago. But anyways, it's a really pretty bronzer. It looks so good on the skin. It looks really natural. I do have it on my face today as my bronzer option. It's easy to blend out. You can pack this color on all day long and it would not look muddy or crazy on your face. And again, it's a really nice bronzer, and it smells really good. It smells like coconut or something, but again, love this bronzer as far as my drugstore option. I do have other drugstore options that I like, but that one to me just looks the most natural and looks really good in terms of like everyday wear, and also something that you can use like a more like done up look. So had to choose that one. And then for blush, I chose surprisingly two from E.L.F. E.L.F. is just killing it in terms of my preference for blushes. So I do have my tried and true called Always Spicy. It is a matte blush. This blush is so pretty if you're a woman of color. Again, it's a matte blush. It's really pigmented, so definitely you want to like kind of go into it very like slowly, just kind of like build up the intensity. Before they only had this color online, but now they do have it in store as well, so definitely check it out. It's going to be that really pretty like terracotta kind of color, and again, it looks really good with any eye look, whether it's like a bright eye look or a more like neutral eye looks. It looks really good with all makeup looks, so definitely check it out. And then my next one is going to be the E.L.F. blush in Brilliant Mauve. This is going to be more of a recent find, and I like this one because it's going to be a blush and highlighter combination all in one. Whenever you use this blush, you don't have to use an actual highlighter with it because you pretty much you get both with it. So it's a one-stop shop. You have your blush and the highlighter. The actual highlighter looks more golden, and I think it's so pretty if you like that golden type of highlighter in terms of what you like for your preference. But whenever I use this, I use it for a more like natural makeup look. All right, you guys, in terms of highlighters, I did choose again one drugstore and one high-end. I chose the Makeup Revolution highlighting palette, and I don't even think they sell this anymore in Ulta. I'm not sure if they still sell it on their actual website. That's why I haven't really used this palette, because I don't know if they still have it. But this was by far my favorite highlighter palette in terms of the drugstore. I love these two shades right here, especially the one on the bottom. That is the most perfect bronze color in terms of woman of color. And then this one is like a bronze and gold kind of like infused together. It's really pretty. I didn't really put these two that much, but they had this one, and then they also had another one that was like your lighter colors. But this one was by far my favorite highlighter palette, next to the NYX Born to Glow palette. So definitely have to select this one as my go-to one. When you swatch it initially, it feels kind of chunky, but when you apply it to the skin, it's not chunky at all. It's a really smooth finish, as you guys can see that. So definitely love this one. And then my high-end is going to be a throwback OG product. It's going to be by Becca. It's going to be her Shimmering Skin Perfector in the one called Topaz. And I remember when her highlighters was like pretty much like the go-to thing to have. Like Champagne Pop was my jam when Jacqueline made that one, but Topaz was definitely the one that I love in terms of, again, your deeper skin tones, you woman of color. She have chocolate geode. I don't have that one. I always wanted to get it, but I just never got it. But Topaz is one of those colors that's just the perfect amount of gold. If you guys know me, you know I like a gold highlighter, but there are different variations to gold, and I feel like Becca did the gold correctly, if that makes sense, because some golds are like yellow golds and some golds look too light. And then I don't know, I just kind of felt like Topaz was just the perfect level in terms of what I like for a gold color next to my actual like bronze highlighter. So I definitely like her highlighters. They're really smooth, they're super pigmented. They do come across more like light, but you can definitely build up the intensity if you want it to be like super intense, but it's more of like a subtle highlighter. But you can definitely take it there if you want to take it there. So love that. And then for my lip products, I chose 2 lip liners and of course just 1 lip product. So for my lip liners, I chose Kylie's True Brown K because her lip liner, the formula is amazing. It's super creamy. True Brown K is the perfect brown that I have ever tried. And again, her formula is super creamy. So I definitely had to choose this one as my actual lip liner option. And then I also chose the Sephora Gel Rouge lip liner in the color called Rosewood. You guys know I love Rosewood. It's such a pretty color, and their gel lip liners are so creamy, super pigmented, and super affordable. That's going to be Rosewood right there. So again, it's a really pretty color in terms of like that brown consistency. But again, Kylie's True Brown K is like your actual like true brown. I need to buy another one because I think mine is like done. I can't even swatch it. Let's see. So that's Kylie's True Brown K right here, and then that's Rosewood. But in terms of the creamy consistency, of course the Sephora one is more creamier than Kylie's, but those two are like my hands down most favorite lip liners. And then I only chose the Fenty Gloss Bomb as far as my actual lip product. I love lip products. Love lip products, but if I had to just choose one to live with and be happy with, it would be the Fenty Gloss Bomb. And I chose the one called Fenty Glow because it's actually my favorite one. I have the other one too. I think I have Fussy, but Fenty Glow is truly my favorite. I can wear this by itself, or I can wear it with the brown lip liner and I'm fine. So I just chose that as my just favorite pick. So have that. And then my last couple of products is going to be wrapping up my eye products. In terms of eyeliner, I chose the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner in the one called Cause I'm Black. I have the small, like, little sample size, and this freaking pen is just amazing. It makes the perfect line. In terms of drying down, I'm not gonna say it dries down the most matte compared to others, but I just love the freaking liner in terms of that applicator for the creating that line. It is the perfect applicator to create that nice, like, sharp, precise line. But again, it's not the most, like, matte when it comes to drying down, so keep that in mind. And then in terms of my waterline, I chose the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear eye pencils that have it in the color called brown and black. I pretty much just use these two in terms of my eye pencils, my makeup looks. So again, I use the brown one for like my light, more like airy looking makeup looks, and then I just use the black for like just any other look that I want to do. So these two are definitely my favorite. You can sharpen them, and you can also get other colors as well, but again, they're super intense, they're super pigmented, it's really creamy, it doesn't tug on the waterline, and it's definitely pigmented, so love these two. And then for mascaras, I just chose one from Essence. I have another one from them, but their mascaras in general are amazing. They're super affordable. You cannot go wrong. In terms of top lashes, bottom lashes, their mascaras are the best. I have the purple one too, and I just recently got the green one, but again, just Essence mascaras overall, they're pretty much my jam, and again, you can't beat the price, so I did choose them. And then for my lash glue, oh, lashes, where did I put my lashes? I chose the Kiss Lash, where did I put it? Anyways, I chose the Kiss Lash in Pompadour as my go-to like lash option. But as far as lash glue, I chose the Kiss Lash Glue Liner. Y'all, this new liner is a game changer. A game changer. You do have the applicator as well, so you just make your line and you just apply your lashes straight to it. You don't have to wait for it to dry. You just apply your lashes and you're pretty much like you're done. They have it in black and they have it in clear. I just have mine in black because I mean all I saw was black, but they do have it in black and they have it in clear. But y'all, if you struggle with lashes, like struggle with lashes, I promise you this is going to be a game changer. Like your lashes just apply and it's pretty much there. So definitely love that product. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much going to be my makeup products in terms of what I would have if I was not a YouTuber. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.